Welcome back, guys. My name is Brandon, and a couple weeks ago I modified the exhaust on my Ninja 1000. If you want to take a look at that video, I'll have a link up above. I did that over on my welding and fabrication channel. Well, today is the time I'm going to be digging my bike out of winter storage, and we're going to get that modified exhaust swapped out and put onto the bike and see if it made a difference. Stick around. All right, guys, I just pulled it out of storage. It's been in winter storage all year long, unheated in a cold garage. So that little oil spot that you see right there, that's just because I changed the oil in the tractor. I just finished doing that and spilled a little bit. So let's take a look at the sight glass, see how the oil looks. If it's got any in it. Should. I can't remember if I changed it before winter or what, but yep, it's got oil in it. Let me take a look at the filter. Here we go. So March 14th of 21, 10,855 miles, March of last year. So as of today, it's April, almost the end of April. I don't even know how many miles I got on this thing now. Let's take a look. 12,000. So a couple thousand miles on it. We'll end up changing out the oil, but I want to just get it started real quick, make sure everything's running all right. There it goes. We'll let it warm up and then I'll drain the oil out. Toggle through a few of the settings for you guys. So if you look at the bottom right where it says 115, that's the temp. So now it's up to 117. Then obviously you got the clock and temp and clock. And then if you look at the top right, that's the current mileage, and that was just a trip odometer. There's another trip odometer. It's not averaging my miles per gallon right now because we're not moving, but that is the last trips average mile per gallon, 37.8. It'll give you a range till it's empty. And then you've got a couple different power modes. So you can see right now it's on full, and it's on traction control 1, which is the least amount of traction control, and then you can toggle to 2. That'd be the most. I run it on 1 and full, and you can go low. And low power is 70. I think it only gives you 70% power. So, and that's how I keep it. I keep it on full, and I think you might be able to turn traction control off, but I'm not sure. Let's actually try it. Yeah, you can actually turn it off. So let's see, where are we at? 149 degrees. Let me set up a sound meter and see what we can see. Alright guys, so this is what I'm going to do. I've got this dB meter, decibel meter that I downloaded off the internet, and I'm going to start the bike up, and I'm just going to let it rest on top of my tank bag. That way it will kind of like isolate it from vibration, and this is what it will sound like on top of the bike. And then we'll replace the exhaust, and then we'll do it again to see if there's any change in what that is. So we're not necessarily looking for, you know, the overall number. We're just trying to see if it is it louder before or is it louder after, or maybe there's no change. All right, so I'm going to reset it. There we go. So looks like it idles right around 82. And it looks like it hit a max of 93 decibels. Alright, so I'm going to let that exhaust cool off right now. I am going to change the oil real quick, and by the time I'm done changing the oil, hopefully the exhaust is cool enough we can get that taken off and get the exhaust swapped out. And I've talked to you guys about this before. I keep like a book of common stuff that I do to the bike, especially torque specs. So like here's my 2003 Suzuki. So this next section right here is for my Ninja. And you'll see I do a couple things, you know, like periodic maintenance, so I know right off at a glance when I need to start doing things and what needs to be done to it. Torque, well look at that. Engine oil drain bolt, and I put a little note 17 millimeter, so I know I need a 17 millimeter wrench before I even crawl underneath the bike, and I know that when I'm done I'm going to torque it to 21 foot-pounds. And you can see I've got that stuff all here. I would recommend you do this. You can print these out online, and it just makes it real handy to have a book that's all together so that when you do your routine maintenance you don't necessarily have to try like different sockets. I mean, I guess if you only have one bike then it's probably not a big deal, but you know, I got my grandson's four-wheeler and my wife's stuff, and it's just, it gets to be too maddening. I can't keep track of it all. Alright, I got the drain pan close by, so when I do get this thing popped, there we go. And let's see how bad I can cover myself in this nice hot oil. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put an extension on it, and I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I won't be getting my hands covered now. Work smarter, not harder. Oh, the oil doesn't look too bad, actually. It's pretty clean, really. You can see that right there. It's pretty clean looking. You can see through it. I change my oil pretty often though. And then for good measure, I will replace the crush washer with a new one. Yeah, now we just got to torque it to 21 foot-pounds. Okay, get the torque wrench out. Alright, I've got the torque wrench set for 21. I don't have a whole lot of room though. There it is. Wait, that's not much. But that's what it calls for, so. Perfect. The great thing about torquing a fastener, guys, is you know that if you've torqued it to what the factory says and your torque wrench is accurate, that you don't have to worry about it backing off or stripping out. Alright, hopefully I can get this to work here. Come on. There, I just had to get a different angle on it. There. Ah. Oh well, at least I didn't get covered in it. And for oil, and for a filter, I just run genuine Kawasaki filter and pre-fill them a little bit. Now the weirdest part about this bike, and it's really strange, is that I have to I pre-fill the filter, fill the bike, then go to start it, and it doesn't have oil pressure. And it's scary as hell doing that, not having oil pressure in your bike. But what you have to do, and there's all kinds of things on the forums, is you start the bike. If you don't have oil pressure, you shut the bike off, crack your oil filter so that it starts dripping, start the bike momentarily, you'll get oil pressure, and then shut it back off and tighten the filter. So it's basically burping the air out of it. Just kind of a piss poor design if you ask me, but it is what it is. So I'm going to pre-fill this filter, and we'll get it on the bike. And if you're wondering what I'm using for oil, just typical, just regular mineral oil, GN4 Honda 1040 from a sealed container. And this bike calls for either 1040 mineral or a synthetic or a semi-synthetic. I change my oil, like I said, I change it often. It's obviously clean oil, so I'd rather change my oil more often than use a full synthetic and change it every 7,000 miles or whatever. So it's not so bad putting it on because the filter is not hot. So spin her on. And for filters, I don't know, everybody's got their own method, but I just tighten my filters up as tight as I can by hand and call them good. If I could get a better bite on this, I would, but because I can't really get a full hand on this, I end up using that little filter wrench just to put a little bit more tension on it than my hand can get, because it's kind of an awkward position. Here we go, guys. Got all the oil in it, and I really do not like this part. It scares me. I hate this part, actually. See this little red indicator right here? This tells us we don't have any oil pressure, so we're waiting for that to go out. If it doesn't go out, we got to shut it down, burp the filter, put it back on, try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. Alright, so let's burp the filter, try it again. Alright, watch this, guys. Should blow oil everywhere. Did it do it? Let me back the filter off a little bit more. When I start it up, it should blow oil all over. There. That's usually what you got to do. Now I should have oil pressure, which is weird. All right. Let's try it again. Here we go again. You're looking at that red light over there. There we go. It's off. Okay, we got oil pressure now. Let me just double check my filter, make sure that that's good. Tighten that up. Double check the oil level, and we can get this exhaust together. All right, so it doesn't seem any louder. I've actually taken it for a ride. I brought it up the road. It sounds maybe a little bit deeper, but it's definitely more throttle responsive. So let me give it a little throttle here. Maybe at higher RPMs it's a little louder, but I don't really know. It sounds about the same, maybe just slightly deeper, but not louder. So overall, guys, I don't really think it made a whole lot of difference. As far as I can tell, I think at idle it sounds pretty much stock like it used to. It might be a little bit deeper toned in the higher RPMs, but the one thing that I really noticed is it seemed to be a little more throttle responsive. I mean, that's just subjective, I guess. It has been sitting all winter and I haven't been riding it, but to me it just feels more crisp, and you could probably hear it when I was blipping the throttle in the video. It just seemed really crisp. I want to thank you guys for checking out my channel. The channel is growing. It's all because of viewers like you, so I want to thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting on my stuff, and subscribing. Stay tuned. There'll be more videos throughout this summer. We're going to be doing some riding trips. We're going to be going to Laconia, so I'll be uploading all sorts of videos throughout the summer. It's going to be, working on bikes and doing different things to bikes, maintenance and servicing, and just some fun rides. So until the next one, guys, I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See ya.